I have to tell you something that might be hard to believe. I do know how to read. You see, when this Ninetales from Chaos Rising was first revealed in Japan, the translation said it moved damage counters from one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to their active. This kinda sucked, especially in a set with Patrat. Well, turns out that translation was wrong. Ninetales actually moves all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to their active. Why is this important? Because it makes Mega Pyroar EX, well, not playable, but slightly more gooder. For 3 energy, Fiery Big Bang does 290 damage. However, for each damage counter on Pyroar, that's reduced by 10. So it basically needs to be untouched by a stranger's hand like me before I was 40. One of the ways to do that is with Ninetales. The other is Wally's Compassion. Unfortunately, Wally puts all energy back into your hand. Thanks to Oricorio, who accelerates all fire from hand to a bench fire Pokemon if you have a Fire Mega in play, that's not a huge problem. And you can Air Balloon retreat into the Dunsparce attached to Pyroar, Runaway Draw, and do it all over again. Despite all this, Mega Pyroar is still a horribly designed card. Compare it to Mega Lucario, who does more damage for less energy on its first attack. And the effect of that attack is actually useful. And Lucario's second attack does only 20 less for 1 less energy, except you can always deal 270 regardless of how damaged it is. So yeah, they did not cook with this lion. But I'm going to try to show you why it should be your main deck. It is the first ever game, the first game in history anyone has ever played with Mega Pyroar. And I don't quite know how this is going to go. I can go for Budew, or I guess I can go for Fan Rotom and try to take the KO, because I already have a Stadium in my hand. The problem is they might... Actually, no, I just have the KO. I was going to say, they might just concede, but that's fine. You want to concede? Go for it. You want to concede these nuts in your mouth? That's totally fine. Look at it. Fan Rotom's already pulling its weight right now. This is awesome. And then I go, you Pokepad for another Dunsparce. And am I just gonna... This is gonna be like... I shouldn't have done well. Okay? I shouldn't have taken the knockout, because now they're gonna concede. And now I'm not gonna win. Ooh, we got a Hero's Cape. So this is the problem with being a YouTuber. You know, you should all feel bad for the YouTuber and the Twitch streamer. Is when you're trying to make a video, you have to not do so good that they concede, but you also can't do so bad that you just get your butt blown out. Okay, see, I knew it was going to be Dragapult. This is totally fine. I have the Hero's Cape. I have Titty Mountain. Gravity Mountain is exactly what you need in the Dragapult matchup, because Mega Pyroar... Oh, that's fine. Mega Pyroar... you can suck my butt. They're going to be able to put 20 damage somewhere, and that's kind of disappointing. Is you can use Gravity Mountain. It gives them 290. They're going to knock out the Fan Rotom, which is totally fine. I really don't care about that. That's actually good, because now it gets them off of Lily's turn. Okay, there's no way I don't get it this turn, right? There's no way I don't do the thing. Oh, and Jaguar, speaking of Litleo, do you know what I discovered? We don't have a single colorless Litleo. For those of you who aren't nerds like me about the TCG, Litleo is a fire and normal type. We have never had a colorless Litleo. Do you know what Pokemon we have had a colorless of? Yes, of course, Tropius. We have had a colorless Tropius, but we have never had a colorless Litleo despite it being the thingy thing. All right, so I have to blow this guy first. That is not great. That was kind of disappointing. I don't want to lose my special red card, but I also kind of have to, you know, get rid of Lily's special red card, and then we go for Mega Pyroar. I prized Hero's Cape, Pyroar, and a bunch of stuff. All right, and then, yeah, we'll go this. I think I should go for the Vulpix. Whoops. I think I should go for the Vulpix here, because that seems good, and it seems like it's going to be the funny thing. But this is kind of wild that I've prized, like, everything. Oh, I forgot about Resty Ruins, but they're going to need Rare Candy, Dragapult, Crisp, and there's no way they got it like that, right? There's no shot they got it like that. And well, I'm going to give them better targets. You want better targets? I'll give you better targets. You know, fun fact, in Canada, we did have Target for, like, 2 years, and then they immediately went out of business. It was kind of funny. Is Target did exist in Canada for like 2 years a long time ago, and then it just, nobody cared. It's like, we already have Walmart. Why do we need Target? And then it just immediately went out of business, and it was like it was never there. Are they just going to sacrifice the Dunsparce? All right, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, I just kind of have to tank with this one Litleo. They're going to obviously read the Ninetales, and that's going to be bad. You know, it's never good when your opponent can read. But I have the Oricorio. The Frisky Ruins is really annoying, but it should be fine. And then, yeah, we'll go Excited Turbo onto the Ninetales. Actually, I could knock out the Ninetales, or I could take the knockout with the Ninetales if I really, really wanted to. And I guess actually I will get rid of the Ninetales because we did prize a Vulpix, and I probably only need the one anyway. Because I have Reshiram, I have Mega Pyroar. I just need to ensure I have card draw the rest of the way, and that's GG. So yeah, there's no point. Wait, we have to hope they're Canadian and don't know how to count? Is that what you're trying to get at? Is that what you're trying to take a jab at me? What are you, a Hitmonchan? You're trying to take a jab at me for being Canadian? So yeah, there's 4 different Ninetales in Standard. Remember, we've only ever had one backed Caliber card. We have 4 Ninetales in Standard. There's no backed Caliber in Standard, even though it has a freaking Mega. This one I was thinking about adding because it's not terrible, right? Like 50-30, you can snipe a Budew late, which could be a thing, right? And, you know, it knocks out not much, but like it is an option that you can use. It's not a good one. And then there's this one. This one's terrible. You would never use this one. I mean, again, Burn and Confuse, you do knock out a Monkey Dory, but I mean, Oricorio knocks out a Monkey Dory if you really have to. And then there's the wacky one. The wacky one that no one will ever use unless we do have that Team Rust Syndicate Grunt. So we're getting that team, or the Rust Syndicate Grunt, I believe is what it's called. We're getting that in Pitch Black. So you can create kind of a stall deck with it where you just always discard an energy from one of your Pokemon. Yeah, but it's the fact that we don't have more backed Caliber, right? We need more. We need more backed Caliber. All right, I have all of my Dudunsparce. Every single Dudunsparce is here. The gang is all here. Okay, so do I need to do something here. I think I will attach to the active and then Lilies, because they just won't go away. And now you've become a part of me. So yeah, I'm just going to hard retreat, go into the Ninetales. I will Excited Turbo and Energy. That'll go there. And then, yeah, just Ninetailed transfer from Mega Pyroar to the Dragapult. And that should be game, hopefully. Obviously, if they have a bosses, things get a little bit tricky. But all I have to do is just, like, they can't do anything, right? They can't do anything too good right now. It's like, oh, I can knock out your Oricorio and your Ninetales. Cool. I can clear the field of literally everybody. I can get rid of triple the Dunsparce. I can probably set up my Reshiram for a KO. And I also have Gravity Mountain, which allows me to one-shot a Dragapult. So I'm in a decent spot. And, you know, that turn 1 or that turn 2 Fan Rotom, or was it turn 1? Yeah, the turn 1 Fan Rotom was absolutely goated. Fan Rotom is the MVP of this deck. I don't think there's any shenanigans they can pull with, like, Monkey Door. You know, the 20 damage isn't going to be a big deal. Even if they bosses, it's still knock out Oricorio. I know you can't see how many damage counters are on Oricorio because BDCGL is a well-made game. But even if they bosses the Oricorio and knock out the Ninetales, they're leaving Mega Pyroar in a great spot. They're probably going to put the damage on Pyroar, which is good because I didn't put Wallies in here. I probably should have 1 Wallies in the deck. But I have Reshiram. Oh, are they going for the Pyroar again? Oh, see, they're going for Oricorio. See, I told you. I told you. I already got this one. I am the fartest smella in the world. And if they don't knock out the Ninetales, we're in a great spot. If they do knock out the Ninetales, that's fine. Okay, so Mega Pyroar, I choose you. I can't put any... Actually, I guess I can have one Dunsparce. I guess one Dunsparce is okay. But I am kind of in an awkward position right now. So let's go Poffin. I can't put any of these guys into play. I'm going to have to win with Oricorio and Reshiram. So hopefully I get one of my Night Stretchers or that energy. So I'm going to go Iris, away the Budew. We got everything we needed. All right, so that's going to go there. I have bosses. I think I just leave everything where it is, right? They're probably going to stamp me. It doesn't behoove me to really do anything. Yeah, it's just Fiery Big Bang. And then I have to win. Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, I have to win with Oricorio Reshiram. But I mean, I'm going to draw 10 cards next turn. And this will be a Pyroar and a Vulpix, which I have no more use for. I do have a use for the energy, though. That is very good. So I have to get Oricorio Reshiram. Because this deck does not play Wally's Compassion. If it played Wally's Compassion, I'd be hunting for Wally's Compassion. I'd just, switch into a Dudunsparce. Try, a Night Stretcher for the Oricorio. Hope to find... Actually, that's it. I was going to say, I need to find an energy retrieval. No, I would just switch into the Dunsparce, Night Stretcher for Oricorio, and then Wally's the Mega Pyroar, put all the energy back on the Pyroar with Oricorio's ability, and then I'd have a Pyroar that's doing 290. Meanwhile, in the Hall of the Super Best Friends, my opponent needs a Crispin. The unfair stamp, obviously they were going to do that. They hadn't had their way with me quite yet, but these two cards could actually be really good. Case in point, if my top deck is not good, I just play with my balls. Oh, get absolutely bodied. Get absolutely bodied, Dragapult player, even when you had the counters. Like, the only thing that went wrong for them is that I had a good turn one. That is the only thing this Dragapult player has had go wrong for them is... Well, and also they queued up against someone who's going to make it to Master League with Mega Pyroar, which is a world first. Literally, you are witnessing history. You are witnessing the first person to ever make it to Master League with Mega Pyroar, and you should comment down below. You are the greatest Mega Pyroar player in the history of the universe. And I guess... Wait, what's the Meowth going to do? You have to have Dragapult and, Night Stretcher. You have to have, 2 Night Stretchers in your hand. And even if they go for the confusion, that's fine because I have a switch in the deck. I think I have 2 switches in the deck because I used my Surfer earlier. But if they just attacked with Monkey Dory, that's totally fine. Okay, there's Crispin. I imagine a Psychic is about to go on that Monkey Dory, and then a Fire will be on a Cloak. Oh, this is not what I was expecting. Okay, so they must have the Psychic Dragapult in their hand. Yeah, Night Stretcher for Psychic or Dragapult. The other one's going to go on the thingy thing. Are they seriously going for a Mind Bend? Okay. What? Why wouldn't you flip the script first? You're just going to... Okay. They're still in this one. The Hero's Cape, I don't know if Hero's Cape actually makes sense here. How many Pokemon can do 340 or more damage, but not do 440, right? Is the Hero's Cape necessarily necessary? It's maybe against Raging Bolt, but they'll just use, they'll just get rid of 2 energy and then knock it out later. So that's, see, perfect. As long as I don't top deck a good card. Crap, I top decked a good card. That is not allowed. Okay, this is fine. Wait, I still have to find bosses no matter what. So I'm doing 40, 80. You are the worst card ever printed. All right, I'm just gonna believe in the heart of the cards here. I have Reshiram. You are the worst card ever printed. Imagine a Mega doing 40 damage. Isn't that insane? Hey, what if we had a Mega that did 40 damage? Wouldn't that be great? Okay, so I still need bosses, I think, right? I think I still need... There we go. We got bosses. This is pathetic. But I'm going to do this the fun... Actually, I don't think I can do this the fun way. But if I can find enough energy, I can. The thing is, I think I'm out of energy. So I guess I have to be aware of that, because this is the first ever game I've played with this build. So I think for the future, I'll pay closer attention to my energy count, because I think there's only 9. And then the only thing, literally the only thing I can knock out, and I have to knock it out with Ferocious Bellow, is that. That's the only thing I can do. But the Vulpix is surprising. It was a little annoying, but you got to see the full gamut. This is what I wanted to show you. I will keep this in the YouTube video just because it was the first game. There's no bias. I made it to Master League. I am the #1 Pyroar player. You got to see everything, the nooks and grannies of Pyroar. Obviously, it's not good, but if things go right and you get Gravity Mountain and they don't put damage on the Pyroar, you have a slight chance against Dragapult. The good news is we got a grass deck. The bad news is it's the worst one I could possibly imagine here. All right, so I'm just going to go Lilies, and we're going to be able to do a lot of things. So I have Mega Pyroar. Yeah, I haven't gotten to Chesnaught yet because, remember, when I opened to the VODs, when I put those videos on the VODs channel, all the single prize decks got like 100 views, and all the EX decks got like 1,000 views. So I prioritized, oh, this is great. This is great. I prioritized the EXs because apparently no one wanted to watch me play Delphox or Chesnaught or Avalugg, even though I wanted to. And if you're wondering why does this look so different, it's the other way around, right? Because Teal Masked Ogerpon usually goes the other way. All right, there's no way we lose this game. This is the Trust Your Pilot guarantee. We are winning this game. I have already won. They should be ashamed of themselves. But I have to make sure I use my bosses to knock out the Mega Venusaur. That is very important here. Oh, this is bad. Okay, Poffin for double Dunsparce. And then I should attach to you. I'm going to put the Litleo down. I'm going to not use an air balloon just in case they knock out the Reshiram. And so I have Moltres ready to go. That is how I knock out Ogerpon. And then I just go end turn. And what I did notice is that against Dragapult, you can't really play the 60 hit point Dunsparce. Also against Greninja, you can't really play the 60 hit point Dunsparce. So with the way the meta has evolved, playing the 60 hit point Dunsparce is not really a thing you can do anymore. Because you're just saying like, oh, here you go, Dragapult, take a free prize. Here you go. Take a free prize on my Dunsparce. Oh, you want to boss up another one and take double Dunsparce KOs? Go for it. Oh, what the hell are they doing? They are playing the build that I forsook. I forsook when I saw this in Japan. They're playing a Chesnaught Venusaur Meganium. The Venusaur allows you to move all the energy from your Ogerpon to the Chesnaught, and you can really touch your Chesnaught. That suit is Chesnaught. And yeah, now they're just hoping for a stage 1 and a stage 2, because then they can use Dawn. They got it. So on, what, is this turn 2? Is this their second turn? They're going to have a Meganium, a Chesnaught, a Mega Venusaur, a fully powered up Chesnaught, and I can't retreat. Oh, okay, they went for a Meow. Yeah, that's fine. This is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. And I've seen For the Win do a handstand. No, you don't want to know what else he was doing. But this is crazy. They're going to put a ton of energy on the Chesnaught. I can't retreat. That's what you have to remember is impound means I can't retreat. And if I hit into them, I take a bunch of damage in return, which is why I'm never going to hit into it. Which is why I'm never going to hit into it. Okay, that does seem a little greedy putting, like, do they not know? All right, well, this is fine. I am totally okay with this. Let's go Hilda for Enriching Energy and Dunsparce. I don't believe I have a switch card, so I'm not going to worry about it, because every Japanese list that I saw that I, base these off of, none of them, not a one, played a switch card. It was all just air balloons and Wally's Compassions. All right, well, let's, yeah, can't do anything there, can't do anything there. Let's go. I mean, I know they have a Meowth, but I'm pretty sure they have a second force Yeah, I think they have a second forest. So they knock out my Reshiram. I would really like to bosses. That would be really cool. And yeah, just play your Repel. You know, just play your Iron Bundle that no longer exists. But I think all I have to do is just bosses the Mega Venusaur, and that'll be GG. Because, okay, so they do 160 to me. I'm still going to do 130. I will get knocked out in return. So, wait, why do they keep putting all their energy on the Chesnaught? Stop doing that. All right, so maybe I sacrifice Oricorio. That might actually be the play here, is that I just sacrifice Oricorio. All right, so Gravity Mountain. And then I have Air Balloon. I can attach to Oricorio. I have a Tool Scrapper that doesn't matter. I have a Dudunsparce EX that doesn't matter. Okay, so I think I get the Moltres. Oh, I prized my other Mega Pyroar. That's really not good. Okay. That's fine. We're going to... You know, I'm gonna live dangerously. They're not gonna be expecting what I'm about to do. Right? They're not gonna be expecting Trust Your Pilot to be so smart and so handsome and like, damn, he's this attractive. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to be this good-looking, Pilot. Okay, and then I'm going to put the Moltres into play. I don't need a bosses. This way I can get rid of all their energy. That was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing Lilies, but that's what I've come to expect. And then I have to run away draw. How do I not have more energy? This is PDCGL, please. Quit embarrassing yourself. Oh my god. Okay, did not think this was going to happen. I thought I was going to get a couple more energy and I would have a chance to do something. All right, so the Oricorio is knocked out. They hit me with the old Needle Bone. And then, yeah. That was kind of embarrassing by my deck. I used Dudunsparce a bajillion times. We still didn't do it. All right, so yeah, we'll put this guy up there. Because I think this list has 9 fire, 1 enriching. I think it's 9 fire, 1 enriching, or it's 8 and 1 or 9 and 1, somewhere around there. And the fact that I just, yeah, this is how I draw with the Dunsparce. This is how I draw with the Dunsparce. But I am just like I'm boss away from winning. So it's not terrible here, but it's also not good here. It's also weird here. Why are they sending the energy back? That is very, okay. I don't know why you're doing this. Seems a little sus, as the kids these days would say. Oh, they don't got it. That would be why they did it, because they don't got it. All right, so there we go. Play with my balls, and then Night Stretcher. Let's Butt Scratcher for that. And then we attach to you. I go to Dunsparce. And then, yeah, Buddy Poffin for, yep, you and you. So even though they had me by the Pokeballs, I still might be able to win. Right? So I have to go for you and you. And maybe I should have held that. There is a world where maybe I should have held that. The Gravity Mountain, that is. Because I might need it to knock out a Chesnaught. So that was potentially a bad idea, but yeah, that was actually really bad. Because if they just go bosses and do the thing, I'm kind of in trouble. So maybe I should have bosses the one with the energy up. How much damage does Baby Pyroar do? 320, baby. But what I should have done is, yeah, they're just going to bosses. They're going to try to Chesnaught, but they have to have a good hand, and they don't have a good hand. There we go. So even though Mega Pyroar is terrible, I'm going to win this one. But this is just like the Floette video yesterday. Even though I won a lot of games, and like you can see my record is that, oh, my record's not very good. Yeah, guess who played 3 Dragapult in a row in a Greninja deck? Guess who faced all the worst matchups? Even though there's no good matchups for this aside from grass. But guess who faced all the worst matchups in the world? So, yeah, they can't win because if they attacked with Chesnaught, then they take the knockout on the Moltres, and then I'm just an Oricorio 2 energy bosses away from winning. But the reason I said I shouldn't get rid of the reason I said I shouldn't put the Gravity Mountain into play is because it reduces the hit points of Chesnaught to 150. Ferocious Bellow does 160 through weakness, so that was kind of a potential oopsie on my part. But I am him, so it's not a big deal. But it's so fun to include these types of games where it's like, yes, I won, but it was not a good game in any sense of the word, and I had weakness advantage, and it just goes to show you, the Megas they're coming out with in 2026 aren't as good as the Terra EXs we got 2.5 years ago with Dragapult and Twilight Masquerade. So that's just the state of the game right now, is the Megas are worse than the Terras, despite giving up an extra prize card. This is awesome because we are facing Cinccino Yanmega Meganium with a Mega Kangaskhan. This couldn't have gone better, except for the fact that if I had playable cards, it would have been pretty cool. But I don't have those. Playable cards are for losers and nerds, and we don't do that here. Okay, so let's go. I guess I attach to you, and then we lunge out. The good news is we know they're not playing Watchtower. We don't have type advantage. We do not have type advantage because this is weak to lightning. So they do need some Latinas or something. The Kangaskhan is in KO range. So they need a switch. They need a Surfer, because Yanmega attaches 3 energy to itself when it switches into the active. And then Cinccino is my Thursday deck. So I'll be playing Cinccino on Thursday, Gourgeist on Friday, and then maybe Crocodile on Saturday or something. And they got the Latinas, so they're going to take the knockout of my Gouging Fire. But I am very close to just winning this game. Right, I have 4 Pokemon Catcher, 4 Wally's Compassion. The Cinccino is a problem. If they don't evolve the Minccino, I mean, they're going to have to send all the energy back to the Minccino, which they don't want to do. So I'm just going to try to knock it out. Because, fun fact, if I hit the catcher, I don't even need a Dudunsparce. If I hit the catcher, I just go Mega Pyroar, Night Stretcher, Ferocious Bellow, knock it out. So they should put it on the Mega Kangaskhan just to be safe. But they're going to get greedy. Oh, thank you, PDCGL. I didn't know what they were doing. Thank you, PDCGL. I had no idea what they were planning on doing there. It is so helpful that you showed it to me in 144p. Back in the day, so if you haven't watched one of my gameplay videos from the first year of PDCGL 4 years ago, Ruh-roh. Anytime you played, I think it was Research, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. Anytime you played Research, I think, or it was Marnie, it would show it to you in super duper close up for no reason. And it was hilarious. But the only thing I'm worried about in this matchup is the Chinchilla. Though I probably should have grabbed something, but you know, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. You know, we're gonna get something off the rip here. Everything's gonna be fine. I have triple Dunsparce. We're literally 1 card away from being able to play this game. So I have 0 worries. Oh dear God, what did I do to make you hate me, PDCGL? Other than all those nasty things I say about you on a daily basis. Okay, so yes, should I have gone for the Dudunsparce? Abso-freaking-lutely, because then I could have looped 3 Dudunsparce. But think about it logically. I have to, oh, that's a bad idea. That's a terrible idea because they could draw into all of their grass energy. Okay, if they get the Recycler, then that's fine. But with the way Yanmega's ability works, is it has to take them from deck. So if you Lilies, then you're in a potentially bad spot because Ruh-roh, I can't get any energy. Again, what are you doing? You should not be doing this. Oh man, they're being wild here. But yeah, I shouldn't have been so greedy. But I try to have fun, right? I try to show off, you know, fun strategies. PDCGL gave me a heads on the catcher. I had to do it, okay? Those are the rules. You know, if you watch Fairly Odd Parents, those are the rules, okay? I don't make them up, I just enforce them. Also, they have literally everything. This is crazy. Okay, I have 4 Dunsparce. There, yeah, thank you. You're giving it to the Kangaskhan. Oh, you're doing it again. Please, do top deck a catcher. I don't care, just top deck a catcher and flip heads. Oh, okay. All right, I'll take that. I will take that. I will not take that. What the hell is this? Okay, so that'll be... And what are the odds they have bosses? Absolute 0, right? Absolutely 0 chances they have it like that. I'm going to go into you. And then... I mean... I guess I just end turn. Because but I need a Wallies, right? So what am I doing thinking about playing Lilies when I need Wallies? But I have 3 more Pokemon Catcher, and I just need to hit 2 heads. So I need to go 2 for my next 3 on Pokemon Catcher. The game is over. But I think they're going to get greedy. Oh, they're not going to get greedy. Okay. So they're doing, what is it, 80, 160, 240? So they're actually 1 short if they attach another one and they don't get it. So they could find themselves in a dilly of a pickle in a second. Okay, we got the Wallies. Yeah, heart of the cards, baby. Heart of the freaking card. You know what? We don't need to, where we're going, we don't need to Dunsparce. Where we're going, we just need, oh, I don't have retreat. I promoted the wrong one. That's fine. That is fine. We're just going to Wally's Compassion. It's totally fine. I was going to promote the 60 hit point one, but then I made an oopsie in my pants. And, you know, it happens to the best of us. PDCGL, you know, gets me way too excited. I shouldn't have done that. But hey, you never know. What if they flip heads, right? If they flip heads, I just lose the game. Because I know it's impossible to read because PDCGL is, you know, cool like that. But if they just flip heads, I lose the game, right? Because then they would put a bunch of damage on the Pyroar. I should have gone for the Dudunsparce. But I'm trying to do the funny things. I'm trying to entertain all of you. You know, they're over there getting all the good cards. I'm over here and just trying to have fun. But you see, you're sort of starting to see the pattern of games I don't put on YouTube. Okay, see, that's good. That's good. We do Wally's Compassion, and then we knock out the Fez, and then all they need is the bosses, and all that was for nothing. It's a great strategy. It's a great strategy. Yeah. Where if I win this game, they'll be hilarious. Like, if they just don't have bosses, I do kind of win. But obviously, if they do have bosses, I lose. Okay, we finally got a Pokepad. They probably have a Night Stretcher for Fez. Oh, they have the bosses already. And to be fair, even yeah, I understand, but to be fair, you got a bosses, or are you 10 short? You don't have a knockout yet. You don't currently have a knockout. Wait a second. Wait a second. They don't yet have a knockout. They're a little bit short because it's 80. They're doing 320 at the moment with Cinccino. They're looking at their deck. I don't know why, but yeah, they're doing 320. They need a bosses. So this could be a very interesting ending here because I'm a Pokemon catcher heads away from winning. Oh, they had Meowth for bosses. Okay. Boo. Boo. What is happening? They're trying to go for an energy switch, I think. And they're going for energy switch. Please don't get it. Please make this the most interesting game ever. Please, this could be the most this is insane. This is insane. The YouTube audience is going to be like, wait, Trust Your Pilot completely checked out. Why is this game still going? Because something wild is about to happen. I should have 3 Pokemon catcher. We just need to hit 1 catcher off of this. That's it. Or I can flip heads, and I probably win if I flip heads. which is even hilariouser. Oh, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, all the energy back into the hand. And then, yeah, it can't be bad. Can't use the Dunsparce yet. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then done. You're about to be... Come on, Pokemon catch your heads. Oh my god! There's no way. There is no way. There's no way I won this game. There is no way Trust Your Pilot won this game. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, that is going in the YouTube video. The YouTube audience has no idea. Like, they probably skipped this entire game. And like, why is Trust Your Pilot including this? Trust Your Pilot knows we have no attention span. So I think technically it was the right move to not hit into the Cinccino with Mega Pyroar, because if they just flip heads on Cinccino, I lose. So technically it was the right call, and just hope they don't have bosses, because if it was a 50-50 chance that I lose, or I just hope they don't have bosses. And let's be honest, I'm making all this crap up. Holy crap, that was insane. Oh, okay, YouTube audience, this isn't me doing this because of this. I was going to say, coming into this is going to be the final game, and I'm going to include this game no matter what. But I think this is actually a good matchup, because they don't have to show me the Beedrill early. Right? They don't have to be drilling their mom. All right, so I have to get another Litleo, which is kind of weird here, that I have to go I have to Secret Box away everything. This is very strange, but it's what I have to do. And then we don't want this. We don't want that. We do want the tool. Yeah. Watch me prize everything. Watch everything be prized. So I want Litleo, Dunsparce. We did prize a Pyroar. We have our Ninetales. I don't want to lose my air balloon. I think maybe if they can knock out the Heatmore, that's pretty good. But like, I have a Switch, I have a Surfer, I have an Energy Retrieval. I can't be caught with my pants down. I mean, not again. Just please give me an energy. Thank you. And then I go, yeah, Licking Catch gets me everything. This gets me into Dunsparce, so I think we win this one. The problem is that the YouTube audience is going to think, oh, Trust Your Pilot cherry-picked this. No, I did not cherry-pick this one. This is a legitimate game. This was going to be the final game of the stream no matter what, and I was going to say, once it came into my turn, this is going to the YouTube video no matter what. Just because I have weakness advantage, though, doesn't mean I'm going to win, because if they know what they're doing, they can Arbalova and, you know, put my Pyroar in deep doo-doo here. But as long as they don't concede, hey, we both play in Secret Box. That's great. But, you know, you're looking at those losses. You're saying to yourself, Pyroar isn't good. Well, yes, Pyroar is very bad. That is unequivocally the truth. But for a lot of those games that I played, a lot of those losses, it was just like, oh, I played 9 energy and I didn't see a single one the entire game. You know, I faced 3 retreat lock decks when I was playing the Japanese builds. So the ones with Wallies that are like the 2 Wallies and the 4 Wallies, the Japanese list that did anything, there were 2 in 3 months. Those ones didn't play any switch cards. You'll notice my list versus the Japanese list, my lists have switch cards. The Japanese ones were just like air balloon and vibes. So naturally I faced 3 retreat lock decks in a row. There was one game against Zoroark Stall that I just didn't read the Dunsparce. You know, when I had 1 card left in deck, I should have used the Dunsparce, and I would have won because I wouldn't have decked myself out. But, yeah, I didn't read. You have to be able to draw a card, so you can't use the Dunsparce with a 0-card deck. So that was my bad. But it really was just a situation where, oh, the only reason I'm losing is because I can never find energy or they retreat locked me. And that's it. But this is actually a good matchup. Despite the weakness advantage, it doesn't really matter when Beedrill can one-shot a Mega Pyroar. Because all my opponent has to do is, if they know how many hit points Pyroar has, they put 20 on each Litleo, and then just knock out one of my, like, probably knock out the Vulpix. That is all they have to do, is put 20 on each Litleo. Mega Pyroar is now within range of Beedrill's 330 damage attack, and they just win. And that's it. They don't have to stress, they don't have to do anything. Whereas I have to find Gravity Mountain, I have to knock out their Beedrill, The Arboliva doesn't matter for Fiery Big Bang. I think because of the weakness, it's okay. But what they need to do is do not knock out a Litleo. Just put 20 on each. Then they're in range. There's no way they get everything, right? Oh my god. Remember when I played Beedrill? I didn't play a single game where I had 4 of everything. But yeah, I think we're actually going to lose this one. So this is a good game to show because we are actually going to lose this one. I know I've said that in like the final game of every YouTube video and then I ended up winning, but that definitely won't happen this time. Well, they didn't prize a Weedle, so it's going to be very interesting how much they know about this matchup. They could just knock out the Heatmore, which does nothing for them. They're going to knock out somebody on the bench and set up somebody else. Yeah, I kind of thought they'd go for the Vulpix. But it kind of feels like they're just going to go one-hit KO, one-hit KO, one-hit KO. So let's evolve into this one. I have Dudunsparce, and then I have Oricorio. So I have a Pyroar knockout this turn. I think I can abandon the Ninetales strategy because... But if I get rid of it, they're going to be able to read it. That's the problem, is they're going to learn how to read, and we can't allow that to happen. We cannot be in a world where my opponent can read. That's not allowed. So let's go... Ultra Ball. Okay, so if I get the Vulpix back... Actually, let's Morty's away the energy, because then I can retrieval it back. That is unfortunate. Let's go Night Stretcher for the Vulpix. This is just in case... Right, this is just in case maybe they can't find their next Beedrill. And then I'm going to go energy retrieval. Because there's a world that I win, there's a world that I lose. 2, 3, and then I guess I put the 1 on the Litleo just because. Let's retreat into Mega Pyroar, take the KO, even though it's doing reduced damage. All right, so let's get rid of Ninetales. And Ultra Ball, because depending on how this goes, yeah, we need to keep the Oricorio just in case they get Swifty, but I definitely need that. I will need special red card if it comes to that, but yeah, they're gonna take a knockout for sure. I have to special red card them. At most, they can have 1 to Dunsparce, but they do also have to find another Beedrill. And the Moltres, yeah, you're kind of useless right now. Whoever told me to add the Moltres, you're banned. You know, it would have been better to have the baby Pyroar that does 160 damage. It literally would have been better to have the baby Pyroar that does 160, but then they would have just bossed an Oricorio and it only needs 2. So the reason that I kept my Well, I don't think they had to worry about prizing too much this game. Okay, as long as they don't get the next Beedrill, we should be okay. But so what they need to do is they have to go for the Dunsparce. The reason I kept the Oricorio is because if they don't get the 3rd Beedrill, they could just boss this Oricorio. And if I don't have an Oricorio, we're screwed. PB, that's before we face Beedrill, okay? That's before we face Beedrill that I said Baby Pyroar was bad. But the only way to get Baby Pyroar built up is to... Oh, wait, what? Okay, so I absolutely need something to go right here. I have Night Stretcher. I need to find some energy, which has been the bane of my existence here. Let's go Night Stretcher for Mega Pyroar, because we did prize the other one. I've used my energy retrieval, which isn't great. And then, yeah, we'll just evolve into Ninetales. Not that it really matters. Okay, so what do I do now? Somebody told me to put Secret Box in here. Terrible decision. And then now we go Ultra Ball away, the Moltres and the Oricorio. I have to go get Dunsparce. Please tell me there's a special red card in the deck. Okay, that is our one chance. We need 2 of those 3 energy. We need 2 of those 3 energy. I am not feeling confident. And... okay, so if I use the switch, that gets rid of a card, so we have to do that. And then I have to get rid of the Wallies, which is terrible. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Okay. We might... you know, if they can't find bosses, we'll be okay. Right? If they can't find bosses, we are totally fine. This is not good. This is really bad. All right, so I have to go Gravity Mountain, and then Red Card, and then I have to Licking Catch. Yeah, they can't do anything. They have to Licking Catch. Hope they don't got it like that. And then there's all my energy. But this is the perfect game to end the YouTube video on, is that you have... It's such a combo. To do 290, it's such a combo where you have to have... And they just had the boss. They just had the naked bosses. I red carded... That was indicative. Don't play Mega Pyroar. Learn from my mistakes. I just red carded them into bosses. There you go. Those first 3 games were a lot of fun, but this is what a Pyroar deck is like, is even when you have weakness advantage, Beedrill is just too good, right? Beedrill is kind of working its way up to being better than Greninja and being the best new Chaos Rising deck. You know, Greninja was better in Japan, but people haven't really adopted it here. It's like a kid with a snaggletooth or something just didn't want to get adopted here. But Beedrill is showing its prowess as you don't have to put a Kakuna or a Weedle down early. You can just have your Dudunsparce down, wait until you have the line in your hand, and then just flood the field with Beedrill afterwards with Force of Vitality. So yes, Beedrill is better than Mega Pyroar, but we already knew that.